Welcome back. This is Jenny here with Sipping Streams Tea Company on another fun, amazing episode about tea. But today is not actually about tea. Today is about yerba mate. So some of you might have heard of yerba mate. It's been around for a very, very long time. And it is a beverage out of South America that they typically drink in a gourd, a dried out gourd. And they'll typically stuff it with yerba mate leaves, which grow naturally in South America and all over the continent. In Chile and Argentina, which is very popular, Paraguay, so many different places around the world, and around South America. And it is a plant that is related to holly. It is a thick, leathery plant, and typically you'll find them in big bags, and they'll typically drink it loosely. It's not something that's commonly put in tea bags. And they'll put it in a gourd and stuff it full of yerba mate and put hot or cold water in it all day long, sipping it from this metal straw called a bombilla, and it's got holes on the bottom of the straw, so it's like a reverse strainer. So while you're drinking it out of your gourd, then you are straining out the yerba mate leaves, so you're not drinking it. You just have this little metal straw with holes on the bottom of it. And so all day long, you just put in more hot water or cold water all day long, pass around. It's very social. Hey, thank you everyone who's joining me right now. Feel free to ask me any questions at all at any time, so I can make sure to address any of those questions that you want about clarity or, a topic more in depth about what we're talking about today. So today we're talking about organic yerba mate with lavender flowers infused in it. So let me show you on our camera what the yerba mate looks like. So for us, we sell it in these brown canisters. And I have a picture of a jaguar actually drinking the yerba mate with a little gourd and bombilla. It's really cute. I know you can't probably see it right now, but yeah, there's the gourd, a picture of the gourd, and the bombilla straw coming out of it. So, of course, we're going to weigh out 2.5 grams like usual for 8 ounces of hot water. So I want to just show you what the yerba mate, oh, it smells amazing, looks like. So you'll notice it's not very dusty. It's very clean, very defined. Ooh, very, very aromatic. So one thing about yerba mate is that it's also sold in different grades, just like tea is. Just like tea is. So you can buy very, very dusty yerba mate. It'll be very, very strong, stringent, very hay-like. Some people, it completely turns them off. So I'm going to make 2 servings today in my little glass teapot. So I want to put 5 grams today. Let's see, it's very fluffy. Ooh, there's all sorts of settings on this scale. Okay. So 5 grams I got going right now, right? And you'll notice it's very clean, kind of green, and it's slightly purplish with the lavender flowers in there. And then we're going to steep it with about 175 degrees water. And one of my original designs of my wooden infusers didn't quite turn out that attractive. So it was one of my prototypes that we don't actually sell. We sell a larger grizzly bear one now. I'm going to put my 5 grams for my 2 cup yerba mate in the strainer. And you'll notice instantly it will start to turn this nice pale greenish kind of color. And I want to steep it for about 3 minutes. So here is my teapot. You can already see that has a lot of good color infused into it. Alexa, set a timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
And so I'm going to just let it steep here. So what is yerba mate? It's a plant from South America with over 200 nutrients and minerals, including B vitamin. And it's really good for boosting your immune system, especially if you feel like you're about to be burned out. So if you're very busy and you have a lot of projects going on, under a lot of stress, tight deadlines, long drive, if you're a truck driver for a trade, like that's what you do as a career, you're a truck driver, which here in Alaska, the people driving up north are very, very important. And in fact, they have TV shows called like Ice Road Truckers, all about the life and career of truck drivers. Anyways, even the truck drivers in South America drink a lot of this beverage. So the yerba mate has all these really strong, potent nutrients. So when you drink yerba mate, typically you don't feel very hungry because you're getting different missing minerals and nutrients and vitamins that you would be lacking from really well-balanced nutritional diet. So some people find that it actually helps them lose. They don't actually crave certain other foods, probably because their body found something that's just going to meet their needs. So yerba mate is one of those beverages. It also does have a lot of caffeine in it. So if you're caffeine sensitive, just be aware of that. This is the lavender blend. So this lavender blend has whole lavender flowers in it, which helps decrease anxiety. So even though you might be under a lot of stress and a lot of pressure from your everyday life or your work or whatever that is, or from home life, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you might have a lot of stress that's building up with a lot of changes with all the different family members in your family. This is a great one to just kind of ease the edge a little bit and bring down the anxiety, but helps boost your motivation, gives you energy to get things done. Alexa, stop. So there we go. I just steeped my lavender yerba mate. You can notice the color has changed just a little bit darker now, huh? And I'm going to just try some of this lavender mate. I'm going to actually drink it out of this little jar because that's what I got. But then you can notice the beautiful color of it. Now, some people have asked me about what kind of tea is good for tinnitus. And I was explaining earlier to my university members that when I was researching from the UK's Institute of Tinnitus and trying to understand how tinnitus works, or tinnitus, however you want to pronounce it, they found that people with tinnitus isn't always from loss of hearing or hearing damage. There could be other things in the brain, in the auditory area of your brain, that causes the misfire of the synapses in the auditory part of your brain. And that could be other parts of your brain being overstimulated or adjusting to changes or dealing with a lot of things like that. So I was thinking about how it works and how to slowly be aware of what you're listening to or what you're not listening to, and how do you normalize that? Well, one of the things they said is you can stay hydrated. Staying hydrated is going to help with just overall movement, circulation, things like that. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. They really promoted hydration. Another thing was relieving anxiety and stress, because there could be different sensory things like smell, like sound, like sight, being overstimulated in these other sensory parts where it's starting to cause like a dissociation of what you're actually hearing versus what you're actually seeing. And I was like, ooh, that's very interesting. Like, it's like hearing rehab, right? But then people have asked me, like, what kind of tea would you recommend for tinnitus? I was thinking, if part of it has to do with stress induction, like being, getting all the stress and overstimulating, perhaps anything with lavender could possibly be good for that. And we know that lavender helps relieve stress and anxiety. Also, yerba mate is known with this B vitamin complexes to help with the nervous system, with so many things that have to do with the brain, actually, like helping prevent dementia and Alzheimer's and helping with memory. Hey, Lisa, thank you so much for joining us. So the lavender yerba mate has a lot. Oh, hey, Christina. We've got a lot of people tuning in right now. The lavender yerba mate is a great option for just a number of different things. First of all, if you're not getting a balanced nutritional diet, try the yerba mate in general. Yerba mate in general, because it's got over 200 nutrients and minerals, including B vitamins. So you might be finally finding what you need, and you might just feel better overall, like more clear-minded, and not because of the caffeine, because you're actually getting the nutrients that you need. Then there's the caffeine part, which might boost your motivation. But you might be like, oh my gosh, caffeine makes me so jittery. Remember, any green leafy plant has L-theanine that causes your body to relax. That's an amino acid that only occurs in green leafy plants. It is not. It is not in the coffee berry pit that people use to drink coffee. That's why you get that edge, that jitteriness. Yerba mate, this lavender yerba mate, is made from the green leafy plants. So you can see that this would have a great benefit of boosting you with caffeine. It does have a lot of caffeine though. And if you have a lower grade of yerba mate, you will notice a difference. It might kind of put you a little bit more shaky, a little bit more, edgy, because that extraction of the lower grade particles of the yerba mate will make a very strong brew, very concentrated. So if you're sensitive to caffeine, you might want to actually dilute this a little bit or use a little bit less yerba mate. It's just so soothing. I know a lot of people say lavender, just listening to the word lavender, it turns them off. It reminds them of very perfumey, over-scented soap. They're like, am I going to drink soap? Well, our yerba mate with the lavender balance out very nicely. I do not feel like it's too strong or an imbalance in the lavender. I feel like it tastes amazing. But those people who are more sensitive to lavender might want less lavender in there. But this is what I would very much recommend to help relieve stress, anxiety, help you with increasing your metabolism. That term of increasing your metabolism means so many different things to different people. But essentially gives you a lot of energy and it helps you with mental clarity with that anti-anxiety properties of the lavender. So the combination of the yerba mate and the lavender help with so many different things. And it might, I don't know if it will, but it might help you if you suffer from tinnitus that is not associated with hearing loss. So part of that might have to be sound and sight therapy, like maybe watching musicians play music and seeing the sound being done and associating it with your eyesight. So when it's quiet, you're not hearing this buzzing sound still. Your synapses aren't misfiring. Now, yerba mate has a lot of positive effects for your brain activity, for your nervous system too. So maybe that might help you too. And just overall, it's a great beverage, hot or iced, any time of the day. And I know a lot of you out there love trying out this lavender yerba mate in your everyday life, just hot or iced, or just mixing it with other things too. Oh, someone said, it's really good. I just bought that particular one with my last order. Awesome. So lavender yerba mate is definitely actually our most popular yerba mate. We sell 4 different kinds: roasted, organic green yerba mate, a mint, a Moroccan mate, and then the lavender mate. And it is very, very powerful in so many different ways. And it's just really good tasting. That isn't that soapy. The balance of the blend, that recipe, my recipe, totally matters on how someone feels about a blend. So just like any teas out there, there's different quality teas. There's different balances of blend. And hopefully you're part of the university program because we did an episode on how to create your own blend and the science behind that. So hopefully you get to check that out in our university portal if you're part of the university program. I'm so glad you're here today, and I hope you got a lot out of this episode.